Nature is a powerful and unpredictable force. Her anger manifests itself in a wide range of events. On our Seeds of Gold eastern leg, Mother Nature had unleashed her fury with a torrential downpour, causing flood waters cut off 7 counties. It was impossible to cross to Kikobero village in Bulambuli, Kokakorasi, Burutani and Sisi sub-county. A U-turn was inevitable. Nonetheless, we enjoyed nature's enchanting beauty from Masaba land, home of the majestic Mount Elgon. Welcome to Seeds of Gold. Coming up on Seeds of Gold.
I was born in a family that grows coffee, and in Bugisu it's a tradition. Every family has to have coffee.
Look at coffee production in eastern Uganda. The results, amazing.
I came to understand that it is a God-given source of income to Bugisu. So there is nothing much that we can do about it, but to uphold it and passionately develop it.
Coffee is one of Uganda's top export cash crop. It is grown in most parts of the country according to the type of soil and topography. For example, Robusta coffee grows well in lowland areas 1,200 meters above sea level, and Arabica coffee grows well in highlands such as the slopes of Mount Elgon and Mount Rwenzori in the west. Coffee as a crop is very unique and very consumable by the entire world. Coffee's taste is unique to where it's grown. Uganda is home to this crop, and Martin comes in handy. Martin is a coffee farmer that had Arabica beans originating from Bugisu.
I was born in a family that grows coffee, and in Bugisu it's a tradition. Every family has to have coffee. And from my learning, I came to understand that it is a God-given source of income to Bugisu. It was a tradition. It is what we used to, what brought us together. And so from my young age, coffee is part of my life.
From the garden to the cup, Martin takes us through the important stages in coffee growing and production. What started as a gift from his mother to visitors turned out to be a long investment years later. When he got a chance to travel to the UK, he came back, a changed man with a different mindset, turning Martin into the successful entrepreneur he is today.
But in 2006, I went to the United Kingdom, and while in the United Kingdom, the first Sunday I went to church, they served us coffee before service. And after we finished service, they also gave us coffee. And I saw all types of people taking coffee, and they were very passionate about how their coffee is made. So I developed the idea that I would come back, organize my community to produce a very good quality coffee for the United Kingdom churches. And that is how I entered into the coffee business.
Kikobero coffee is the result of the collective effort of the community and Martin's fine-tuned guidance.
I developed Kikobero Coffee Company, which is a business, a profit-making company to market our and produce our coffee.
Coffee seedlings are given free of charge to farmers by the government. However, if you want to buy, the price ranges from 500 to 1,000 shillings. Coffee takes an average of 3 years to start producing. The costs of maintaining coffee, especially after reaching the flowering stage, is quite low.
So farmers pick ready cherries. They are brought to the central place, which is Kikobero wash station. We float them to remove the insect bites. We hand pick overripes and underripes in case they have passed. Then coffee is pulped. After coffee is pulped, it is fermented for 48 hours. Why is it fermented for 48 hours? We are at the high and elevated altitude, so for the mucilage to be worked out for clean washing, that is why we ferment the coffee. And after we ferment, we wash coffee after 48 hours with clean water. And then after we wash, we dry the coffee on raised beds. We don't put our coffee on bare ground because we produce specialty coffee. Coffee dried on ground absorbs the soil and other things, so it interferes with the aromas. And now when we finish, coffee is dried between because of our altitude, and it's between 1 day to 32 days. And then it is brought to Mbale, where we do the milling. The second, the parchment is brought to Mbale here in this facility where we do the secondary process. We source this facility. We don't own this one. We source the services of milling here. And in here, we mill coffee from parchment into graded coffee beans. Now, at this point is where we can pack. Either we are preparing coffee for export, or we are taking coffee to Kabanyoro, where we do our third and roasting, where we bring a cup to all our customers. So in the garden at Kikobero, we produce a bean that dignifies a farmer. And for a last cup, we produce a cup of excellence that satisfies our customer.
For Kikobero coffee to keep the quality, Martin here has been very keen and calculative. Like the president often says, you need to put a chibalo.
Yes, Masira is the richest sub-county. If we had reached there, because it is raining, you will find the boys have packed their trucks. They don't move their trucks when it is raining. They will move them during the sunny, the sunny dry season. And they have made a slogan for themselves: get rich before 40. We prepare our own coffee, but as you know, coffee is, if you plant coffee, it is not something that you have to plant every time. When we plant coffee, some of us, the coffee we have, we inherited. So we improve on it. We stamp, and then coffee grows. So the case of planting new seeds is not actually a big issue. But where we want, we pick from our own seed and plant our own coffee, and we make our own seedlings. Because getting coffee from another place will not match the same coffee we have. We have Nyasaland, which is traditional coffee. We have SL28 and SL14. Now our sub-county is a reference, and we have so many people who are coming to learn from what we do. And we are very open, and we want to teach people the knowledge we have, because we have practiced it, we have learned it, we know what to do. We want to teach the entire mountain to do the same. Actually, we were taught from a younger age the seed berry borers and the other things that they buy berry borer, buy coffee. We were told by our parents they used to use ash, pepper, and mix a number of namsuja. There are certain leaves that they would mix and use to spray and kill those. But when they turned to using fertilizers, most of their coffee became a problem. Now people have gone back to the original method of preserving their coffee, and it works better. We have trained, skilled, documented 420 farmers how to do organic practices, and we've been audited. 107 of them have been audited by EcoCert to be certified organic. Actually, I think I used to be the leading coffee trees, but you know, when I started, there was no space for school. So when I identified the space where I wanted to build a school, I asked people to take everyone to pick a garden of mine, and they give me free land. So I gave out all that to reduce, but also to inspire other people, I had to give just real gardens for them to use as examples. But literally, I had a few trees.
The coffee from this area has a unique taste. This area is placed at a very high altitude of between 1,900 to 2,300 meters above sea level, perfect for the growing of Arabica coffee.
First of all, our coffee is unique because of the place, the geographical identification where we are, geographical location. We are, by design, we are placed at the highest point in Bugisu. And in coffee, in primary, when I was a young man, we used to say, the higher you go, the cooler it becomes. And we used to feel so cool because it was, but in coffee, the higher you go, the better the cup. So, first of all, coffee is the first thing the buyers want to know is what is the elevation this coffee is grown. So we are at a unique altitude. So the aromas, the aftertaste, the body itself, the preparations, and all our coffee from all tests and all recommendations, we produce a clean cup, a cup of excellence.
When we return, Seeds of Gold would be looking at the bigger market and value addition. We get to visit Churad in Kabanyolo, where Martin does his final stage of roasting and packing of coffee. Coffee processing has many stages. Here at Makerere University Agriculture Research Institute in Kabanyolo, Kikobero coffee undergoes the final stages of roasting, measuring, and packaging. This is done to keep the quality high. Churad is currently the best agribusiness incubator in Africa, and these are open to farmers.
You are welcome here at the Churad Block 13, Makerere Agriculture Research Institute, where we do our final product of coffee. Here we get our green bean, and then we take a measurement and we do moisture meter. We take the moisture meter. We take the coffee moisture is very important for this one. After taking the moisture content, we take coffee to the roaster. By this time, we will have where the coffee moisture content should be between 11 and 13. And then when we roast the coffee, after roasting, we are going to do a medium roast, and that will turn to be 3.6. When we roast the coffee, it expands in volume, but reduces in weight. In weight. We heat the machine up to 206 degrees, and then the medium roast will take 16 minutes, and it will be the machine, it will be up to 206. We have profiles of roasting. There are people who prefer light roast, medium roast, dark roast, and medium dark. So it is the profiles of roasting that we have, and this is all preference from people from different countries. They prefer different roast profiles. Here in Uganda locally, we do mainly medium roast. We actually wait to the rightful temperature. It will be 206 degrees. Yes. So here we hope that the coffee is getting ready according to the observations and the way we see, and we are going to remove stop before 16 minutes. But we are still waiting as we get the indications and also as we continue to see the process. This is the most sensitive part of how to make sure you do it right. After cooling our coffee, when the coffee is very well cooled down, we remove from a cooler, then we put into a container, and then we take our measurements. We need to know when we put the green bean, the coffee was the volume was smaller. Yeah, so from 9.8. Now from here, we put the coffee into the grinder. Depending on a customer preference, we either grind or give real roasted beans. But some people prefer their own grinding depending on the machine they are using for making their coffee or the type of coffee they want to do. So here we have two options. We either pack coffee in, we pack coffee beans, coffee roasted beans, or ground. But for ground, we are the one who make the choice for you. Our customer has no, he has to buy what we've done, and that is the general for the local market. Whereas for international market, we have a specific orders of what we grind. We either grind coarse, medium grind, or fine. We do this, and also we flash because there was a coffee roasted, and the coffee that we roasted earlier, we are not sure which coffee. It might be Robusta, so it might have some remain contaminated with ours. So we flash the machine to get our real smell, because coffee absorbs, it takes every smell. So that is how we maintain the consistency and the aroma of Kikobero coffee.
Next week on the show, we meet Mr. Nsadu Edmond, a food technologist at Chured, to throw more light on what is required.
We receive entrepreneurs through, we normally have an annual innovation challenge where we have a competition.
These charts help us during cupping our coffee. Like if I'm talking about cupping is the testing of coffee to know the different flavors, the taste, the body,